Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Logan Lives every Monday. So mark your calendars, set your reminders every Monday, 8 p.m. Logan Live. We always wait a sec while people come on, say where you're from when you come on. This is on my public figure page, right? Cindy, thanks for hopping on. This is on my public figure Facebook page, right? Give me a thumbs up or something. Make sure I did it on the right one. Brian, good to see you. Bill, good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Grab pen and paper. We're going to do a little interactive exercise tonight. Sharon, good to see you. Deb, good to see you. Hey, Judy from California. Hope you guys are safe and everything's going well there. Looking forward to the topic tonight. Again, thank you always for hopping on these Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Logan Lives. A lot of you watch these on replay, so that's so cool. You can always just do your little hashtag replay when you watch them on reruns. South Dakota, good to see you. Patricia, good to see you. From Pensacola, hey, Terry. Hope your sister's doing well. Anthony, good to see you. Yes, okay, good, perfect. All right, hey, pen and paper, and we always wait a sec while people come on here. And for those of you new to Logan Lives, there's just sort of like a 15-minute casual leadership mindset topic training exercise that we do on a Monday night, typically relative to something going on in life. I think we could all use some positivity. So tonight's going to be forward-thinking and positive, and what are we going to do, and that sort of deal. Iowa, good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you. Obviously, by the way, again, while we're kind of letting people pile on, thank you all for all of you that ordered Grit Factor and have posted pictures and stuff. I know the team is posted them on my stories and all that. So, in fact, they picked out somebody that we're gonna do a 30-minute little stat advice personal one-on-one Zoom with for mentoring. So they're like randomly picking some of you that buy the book and like post it on social media and tag me and all that stuff. And so I try to help do that as much as possible. But thank you everybody that have ordered that, and it means a lot. It obviously means a lot. Okay, Brad got the Grit Factor book today. You've read 5 chapters. Awesome. Brad, thank you. By the way, those of you that have already received it, any gold quotes or anything you think's cool, man, post them. I know the team's looking for those for once you, not only when you get the book, but when you see something in the book, post it. So it always feels good, to see that something's adding value. Good, Seth. My wife is watching. I see you, Haley. I'll be out there to swim with the boys. All right, so real quick before I get into this, my boys today learned how to ride a bike. Scariest thing, seeing them like zooming down this hill. I'm like, no! And they made it. They have about 40 extra bruises that they didn't have this morning, but they're good. So they're twinning on learning how to ride bikes, which has been cool. I've been putting it off. It's like I don't want to like get them hurt, but they're all good. They're all good. So thank you, Eric. All right, grab pen and paper. Here we go. I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things we tell ourselves, a lot of stories we tell ourselves, and then we don't validate them. We don't back them up. And here's what I mean by this. There's many times that our actions don't reveal what we claim we really want. So you show me somebody who says what they want in life, I'll believe them when their actions validate it, right? So here's what we want us to do. I want you to think about what are some things you really want in life, okay? If you have pen and paper, write them down or go back and do this exercise later. What are some things you really want in life? Maybe it's financial, right? Maybe it's try to get out of debt. Maybe it's save for retirement, save enough money for your kids' youth sports or activities or whatever it is. Like what's something that would really help you level up in life, help you do life better? What is it? What is it, right? It could be your health, right? Maybe some of you got the quarantine 15 going on. I don't know. Somebody, I said that on a podcast or somebody, and they called in and they said, well, I think I have the quarantine 50 going on. I was like, wow, that's a lot. But maybe it's your health goals, right? Maybe there's some bad habits there that you want to break. I don't know. Write those down. Relationally, what are some things that could help you level up with people in relationships, right? So write those down. And so here's the point. I want you to write down some things that you really want. Okay? And then here's what I want you to ask yourself. What are things that you really want mentally, right? Spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, and relationally. 6 areas of life. And Grit Factor is the 15 attributes to doing life better. Interactive exercises. I cannot wait for you to get your hands on this. It will help you do life better big time. But I want you to write these things down, and then here's ultimately what I want you to ask yourself: are your actions validating that you really want those things? I'm going to challenge you on this, Logan Live. Okay, are your actions validating what you claim you really want, or are your actions voiding the things you really want? Are they sabotaging you from achieving the things you really want? Like I said, people, words are good for the moment. Only action's good for the movement, right? When all is said and done, usually more is said than done. And I think sometimes we just have to write down. We have to physically write it down. What do I really want? And then we have to ask ourselves the hard questions. Are my actions proving that? Are my actions validating that I really want these things? Or are these more just like, if they just miraculously happened, it'd be great, right? Like this is a question you need to ask yourself, right? Because I don't know, I get frustrated when I see people say they want something, but then I watch their actions and I'm like, you really don't really want it. You're not validating what you really want here, right? And then they always have an excuse as to why they don't accomplish it, right? And so I just think it's important that we do that. Sorry, I'm going to give you two tips for you getting what you want in life. Right? 2 tips, and they're both going to come down to consistency. So one must be consistent in conduct and consistent in conversation. Remember, nobody expects you to be perfect, but they do expect you to be authentic, right? And we must be consistent in conduct and conversation, meaning what we say, we do, right? What we do, we say, right? There's got to be an alignment there, consistency in conduct and conversation, because when there's not, you lose credibility. But over time, if you're consistent in conduct and conversation, you gain credibility, you gain influence, which enables you to have a bigger reach and to get more accomplished, right? And so I just think it's really important that are the things you say you really want in life being validated by how you live out your life? And that's really the challenging question I have for you. And I think it's important you look at all 6 areas of life. We talked about your finances, okay? The things you really want in life. Do your actions validate that? And hopefully you're not wanting to waste money on stuff that you can't afford to impress people you don't know. Okay, hopefully that's not what you want in life. Hopefully you're smarter than that. You're going to level up, right? Your health goals, right? Are the things you say you really want health-wise? Are your actions validating that? Or are they disproving that, right? For some of you, your spiritual life. Like people say they want they don't have a relationship with God, or they feel like they well, what are you doing to grow in the relationship? Like, right? It's like John Gordon talks about in the Energy Bus. If you want to be more positive, what are you doing to grow your positive muscles? Are your positive muscles atrophying? Are your spiritual muscles atrophying? Or what are you doing to grow those, right? If you're doing the right things to grow those, you're going to get closer to them. That's just how it works, right? Relationships, right? Your spouse, your children, your friends, your whatever it is. What are you doing to grow those relationships, right? Your emotional intelligence, your emotional well-being. Right? What are you doing so you don't have a hot temper? What are you doing so you have a high emotional intelligence, which studies show represents basically 90% of your success or failure rate is a low EQ versus a high EQ. The EQ is your emotional intelligence. Now remember, your emotional intelligence is something you can grow. You can't grow your IQ. Your IQ kind of stops in your early 20s. But your EQ, your emotional intelligence, the way you deal with adversity in life, the way you deal with the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of life, is your emotional intelligence, right? So you can think of an athlete. They don't get a good call. Something doesn't go their way. They just break down. They just fall apart, right? Then you see other ones, they level up, right? You see Michael Jordan, if you've been watching this Last Dance deal, right? I mean, you watch the way how he levels up when most people cower, right? High emotional intelligence, right? So you got and then you got your mental. What are you doing to level up mentally, right? What are you doing? Right? Remember, the brain is like a grocery store, okay? And you have produce on the shelves of your brain. The problem with most people's brains is they have expired goods. They have expired inventory in there. They have spoiled milk, right? They got old bread, right? No, there's no toilet paper in there either. I got it, right? If you're watching this on replay, we're in the middle of the coronavirus. But the point is what do you got going on in their head, right? Mentally, you have to fill your mind with the right thoughts. Remember, thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, habits lead to results. And I think the problem with most people is they have their experiences, what other people told them, or their past hurts or failures or successes, and that's what's still on the inventory in their brain. So they're trying to do life in 2020 with a 2010 mindset. And make sure you heard me on that. People are trying to do life in 2020 with a 2010 mindset. You're going to fail. You might as well go to Blockbuster, right? Be Kind, Rewind. Put your VHS thing in there. You know what I mean? 220, it's a Netflix world. It's streaming on demand world, right? And so the point I'm trying to make is mindset-wise, you're going to have to ask yourself, right? What am I doing to level up there, right? What am I doing? Because you can't escape your thoughts. You cannot escape your thoughts. Thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, habits results. I just said that. I'm saying again because I want to make sure that hammers in, right? So what a lot of you have to do is you got to go get the inventory in your brain and start throwing out old thoughts, things that are sabotaging you, old ways of looking at things, right? And level up. So listen, as we wrap up this Logan Live, I just think it's important that telling yourself or telling other people what you really want in life. Are your actions backing that up, right? And I hope you'll do the exercise. I really do. If you want to really level up, Grit Factor is it'll change your life. There's no doubt about it. And I say that with humility. I had some great partners come alongside with great content. It's going to be a game changer for you. So it's only available at loganstout.com on my website. In the fall, it'll hit bookstores worldwide. So it's only available for pre-release right now. And so with that being said, I love you with all my heart. Mark your calendar next Monday night, 8 p.m. Central, and we'll see you then. Peace.